What is the meaning of my life? How do I discover my purpose? What is my purpose in life? That's one of the biggest questions people all around the world are asking. What is the meaning of my life and how to unlock my purpose in life? My name is Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, your empowerment, success, and purpose coach, helping you become all what you were designed to be. And my purpose in life is to empower you to tap into and maximize your potential, discover your purpose, and become all what you were designed to be in this world. In the next few minutes, you are going to get an understanding. Let me say that again. In the next few minutes, you're going to get an understanding of what your purpose is. You're going to get an idea of what your purpose is, and you're going to get an idea what is connected to your purpose. And your purpose is so close to you, it's closer than the air you breathe. This year, I've had a great year. And I think this year I've worked and coached more people about discovering their purpose in life. Now, here's the thing. I never knew that I had a purpose in life. I never knew. I never knew that I had a purpose in life. I never knew that I had a purpose in life. Here is my story, how I discovered my purpose in life. One day in the Bahamas, growing up in the Bahamas, I was in the audience. And this short man walked out. And when the short man walked out, he asked a question. Do you know the meaning of your life? He said, do you know your purpose in life? And I've never heard no one ever ask that question or address that question to the audience. In fact, before that time, the only other question, I can be real with you, the only other question that I ponder and I thought that I had that answer and figure out it was the greatest question in the world is that what happens to you when you die? Or what happens when you die? Is there life after death? And I discovered that question and I realized that there is life after death, that there is a greater one, that this life is just a transition into a greater life, eternal life. So that question would answer. But then this gentleman walked out there and rocked my world and asked the question, what is the purpose of your life? And I could not answer that question. That person is my mentor and my spiritual father, Dr. Miles Monroe. And the foundation of purpose, the fundamentals of purpose, the principles of purpose, I learned those principles from my mentor, Dr. Miles Monroe. And over the years, I've built on those foundational principles of purpose that he taught me, and he taught so much millions of people around the world. Now, here's the thing that I've realized. We start to ask the question, how do we find our purpose in life? Whew. And I used to ask that, how can I find my purpose in life, Antonio Landis Thompson? How can I find my purpose in life? And what I realized, you can only find something that was lost. When I went on this road of looking for my purpose and discovering my purpose and realized that I had a purpose in life, I said, I need to find my purpose in life. And words are very powerful. And how we interpret those words gives us an understanding on the meaning of those words. In other words, I started to use the word find my purpose, find my purpose, find my purpose. And based on my vocabulary and meanings of definition, find or found or find or found is you find something that was lost. If I misplace my watch that I'm wearing right now and I'm looking for it to go for a run because I love to run and I can't find it, and all of a sudden it's on the table or in the living room, I would say I'm so happy that I found my watch. And the reason why I would say I found my watch is because my watch was lost. Ladies and gentlemen, all around the world, who I know you're watching this, stay with me right now. You don't have to find your purpose because your purpose was never lost. You were born with purpose inside of you. Everything for you to be successful in life and succeed in life is already inside of you. Therefore, today you have to stop looking on the outside of you, but look on the inside of you. Because on the inside of you is purpose like a volcano ready to be erupt. And that was one of the first mistakes that I made, was that I believed that in order for me to find my purpose, I had to go look for it, not realizing that purpose was already inside of me. You see, everything, I use this when I coach a lot of my clients. And I like to use analogies of fruits because I grew up in the Bahamas. Everything, picture a mango, picture your favorite fruit, like a mango or watermelon. Everything for that mango to be successful is already inside of that mango. Everything for that mango to be successful is already inside that mango tree. It's inside the mango seed. And if you look at the mango seed, someone say, "What do you see?" They will say, "Well, it's just a mango seed." But inside that mango seed is a tree that has so many hundreds and thousands of mangoes. And when that tree was created, everything for that tree to be successful is inside the mango. Therefore, when you were born and when you were created and when you were designed, everything for you to discover your purpose, is inside of you. You look at a baby. I like to use this. You look at a baby and you watch it on social media. And when you're watching social media, you see a baby. A baby looks at their hands, and the baby start to be fascinated by their hands. And everybody's around looking at the baby, and everybody's around the baby smiling and laughing. And the baby is startled. The baby's looking at their hands like, I've never seen these hands before. Now, question: did the baby go and buy some hands? Did the mother or the father decide to go to the local grocery store or the corner store and decide the day, you know what, I need to get some hands for my baby? No, no. In that moment, the baby always had their hands. They didn't find their hands, they discover their hands. You see, your purpose is already inside of you. And once you stop looking on the outside and start looking on the inside, you will start to discover your purpose. There's a great quote by my mentor, the great Dr. Miles Monroe. And he says that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without purpose. In other words, we could say, let's add a little bit to it. The greatest tragedy in life is not death or dying, but it's a life lived without purpose. meaning that you can be in this world, you can be existing but not really living. You can go to your job 9 to 5 and you can be existing but not really living. You can actually be in this world and you can actually be dying, in terms of you're just waking up every day, going to a job, whether it's a 9 to 5, you're waking up every day, you go into your business, and your business could be very successful. But deep down inside, there is no fulfillment. You see, the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life lived without purpose. And when you discover, not find, remember words are very powerful. Remember, we replacing the word find. We're replacing the word find with discover. When we discover, when you discover your purpose, you become alive. You start to walk different. You start to talk different. Your attitude change. Why? Because you're no longer dying. You're no longer dead. You are alive because you have discovered your purpose in life. Now, here's the other thing when it comes with purpose. Your purpose are your natural gifts and abilities. Your purpose are your natural gifts and abilities. Here's what I want you to do. Here's a little coaching session. Let's have a little coaching session. I want you to take out your phone. I want you to take out a piece of pen or a piece of paper, and I want you to write down things that you are naturally good at. Things that you are naturally good at. Like you can do it in your sleep. You can just think it and it happens. I want you to write those. I want you to start writing down some things as we go through this talk. I want you to start to write down some things that you're naturally good at. And as you write them down, I want you to look at them. And one of the things that you're naturally good at, you know what? People can confirm to us what we're good at. There are some people, there are natural cooks. You ever have a social or a party or something to your house, and all your friends come together and everybody's trying to figure out what to cook, and one of your friends go into your kitchen, use your seasoning, use your meat or your vegetables, and they don't know what they're going to put together. And about 15 to 20 minutes, they have a meal. And you say, how did you do that? He is what? Naturally good at putting food together. You may have to go speak somewhere and you're freaking out. Another person has to speak at the last minute. They say, hey, Antonio, is it possible that you come and speak at this event? Something happened this morning. Someone was in an accident or someone had a family emergency. Is it all right that you come speak? And they say, here is the topic. And some people are, oh, how can this happen? That person, they get there and they sit down, probably 5 minutes. They write down a couple of points and they go there and speak. And people's like, how in the world you were notified less than an hour ago and you came up here and gave a speech or a keynote speech? Why? Because they're naturally good at speaking. You see, one of the things that I realized that I was naturally good at was communication. I realized I can say words to motivate and inspire people. So a couple years ago, I joined Toastmasters International to help me what? Enhance and refine my gift of communication. The things that I'm using right now to talk to you and communicate to you, I learned those things in Toastmasters. What are those things that you're good at? Some of you might be great writers. Some of you might be great singers. Some of you may be great electricians. Some of you may be great producers. Some of you may be great poets. Some of you may just be great athletics. Some of you may be a great at You love the gym and you love the exercise, and you can just sit down and 3 to 5 minutes and you could give somebody a workout for the whole week. Some of you may be good with your health and nutrition, and you're just like, I want to eat healthy. You can sit down 3 to 5 minutes and you could write out an eating plan or an exercising plan for someone to help them maintain their weight or stay in shape or get in shape. What are some things that you are naturally good at? The things that you are naturally good at is, or I should say, they are connected to your purpose. Now, here is the thing. We live in a society now where we have become more career focused than purpose focused. I'll say that again. We live in a society where we have become more career focused and not purpose focused. Because the average person who grows up, we go to school for 12 years, and in that 12 years, after the 12 years, if some of us, those who are fortunate, we go on to college, and I was grateful that I had the opportunity to go on to college. And we go into college, and one of the reasons that we go into college, and we say this, everybody's like, what are you going to study in college? Are you going to be a doctor? Are you going to be an accountant? Are you going to be an electrician? Are you going to be a singing artist? Are you going to be a graphic artist? And you say, I'm going to college to study this because it makes a lot of money. You said, I'm going to college to study this because it makes a lot of money. Why? It's because we have become what? Career focused. We didn't hear, I'm going to study this is because I love this. Two people go to college, two people go to college to study to be a doctor. One goes to college and says, I want to be a doctor because doctors make a lot of money. They live in nice homes and have nice cars. The other person said, I'm going to college to study to be a doctor because my purpose is to be a doctor. From I was young, I was always helping people. I always liked to help people physically or emotionally. And as I discovered my purpose in life as a young man, I said my purpose is connected to helping people. And one of the ways I'm good at helping people. I'm good at helping people with their emotional needs. So therefore, I could be a psychologist. I'm good at helping people with their physical ailments. I could come up with herbs and give things to them to make them feel better. So I know my purpose is to be a doctor. Two people going to study the same thing to be a doctor. One is career purpose, and one is purpose focus. Mm. You know, my son, he's at that age now where he's starting to explore different jobs that he wants to pursue. And he was excited about a week or two ago. He came home, he's like, the school today, we were looking at all these jobs and all these jobs you can make so much money. And he said, this is the job I want to do. So me being a empowerment, success, and purpose coach, I had to check him in that moment. And I said to him, is the job that you want or going after, is it connected to your purpose? He paused. I say, it is this job that you're going after. Is it connected to your purpose? And in that moment, I wanted to bring him back to full circle to realize there's nothing wrong with pursuing a career, son. There's nothing wrong with pursuing your dream or your dream job, but is this job, is this career connected to your purpose? There was a pause. And one of the things that me and my wife, we have been praying before even our kids were born, is one of our prayers is, God, help us, help, I was going to say students, God, help our children at a young age discover their purpose in life. And sometimes I say, God, I thank you that they know their purpose in life. Because because when I discovered my purpose in life, it changed my whole world. And so, like I say, we live in a world where we become we become focused, so career focused. But here's the good thing about this. Here's the most beautiful thing about it. You don't have to be so career focused. You can be purpose focused. You can fulfill your purpose and still make a lot of money. You can fulfill your purpose because some people be like, you know what, I really want to do this job because this job makes a lot of money. And some other people might say, well, I don't really want to do this. I know I'm good at this. Whatever you are good at, whatever you are wired with inside of you, whatever your purpose is in life, you can be good and be successful doing it. I like to use this analogy also. Here's a teacher. Her purpose is to be a teacher. And somebody's like, I'll never be a teacher. Teachers don't make a lot of money. My mom was a teacher. My sister was a teacher before they transitioned. And so I grew up around teachers. But here is this teacher. At a young age, she knew that she wanted to be a teacher. She would have her little dolls out or her little play things out, and she'll be 1 plus 1 is 2, or 2 plus 2 is 4. And everybody was like, this girl is going to be a teacher. And everybody else in her families probably, they probably went to be a successful doctors and they made all of these, they was having 6-figure jobs. And she said, no, I want to be a teacher. They say, girl, or they say, boy, teachers don't make a lot of money, but success is not based on how much money you make. Success is based on you identifying your purpose in life and you fulfilling your purpose in life. I think I need to say that again. Success is not about how much money you make in life. Success is identifying your purpose in life and fulfilling that purpose in life. Now, this teacher, she says she wants to be a teacher all her life. And this teacher, over 20 years, she's taught so many people. Now, here's the thing. Everyone that comes to that school wants to go into a classroom. There are people who graduated from that school, got married, their kids came back to their school. They said, you have to take whatever you do, please make sure you get into Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so class, because they said there's something about this teacher. And you've heard the testimonies years over years. Oh, my son was struggling in this particular subject. They say my son couldn't learn, but all of a sudden, when my son came into his class, when my son came into her class, it was like night and day. They got a love for education. My son never loved reading. All of a sudden, he's reading now. My daughter never loved math, but all of a sudden, she loves math now. My daughter never loved algebra, but all of a sudden, she loves numbers now. Why? It's because that teacher was born to educate. And not only she was born to educate, that teacher knows how to motivate children or young adults to get excited about knowledge. Oh, but some people's like, I'm not going to pursue a career as a teacher because teachers don't make money. Well, let me tell you something about this teacher. Over the years, she's become so successful as a teacher. Someone needs to hear this. Over the years, she's become so successful as a teacher that when they have teacher conferences, they want her to come speak. Hey, tell us your experiences. Tell us why are you so effective in the classroom? Why is it that the children in your classroom, regardless of their backgrounds, regardless of what they experience in life, they can come into your class and grasp ideas and get an understanding? Everyone that comes in your classroom, people started inviting her locally. People started inviting her all over the country. People started inviting her all over the world. Why? Because they want to know, why is it? What is it? What is your secret sauce? What is your secret sauce? Why are you so successful inside the classroom, all because she discovered purpose. Therefore, she's getting a teacher salary for being a teacher. She's getting paid to be for consulting education or academic boards. They're calling in, give it, can you look at our, help us build our curriculum? They're paying her also to be a speaker. And she has decided to write a book, and she writes her first book and it goes a bestseller. And the person they told, don't you go and be a teacher because teachers don't make a lot of money. She's a teacher who's wealthy now financially because she's getting paid to be a teacher. She's getting paid to be an educational consultant. She's getting paid to be on academic boards to help them build their curriculums. And also, she's writing a book, and there are people all around the world that are reading her book. And she sits back and she laughs. And she said, I wonder if I didn't go after my purpose in life. I encourage you today. What are those dreams that you have? Are you career focused or are you perfect or are you purpose focused? Here's the thing. I call this the $1,000,000 purpose question that I ask all of my clients. I ask everyone when I have an opportunity to coach them. One of the things that we wake up every day is that we go to a job to make money, or we start a business to make money. And money is important. I think Zig Ziglar has a quote, like I think is paraphrased, and he said, money is high up there like oxygen. We both need it. So money is very important. And when you look at our lives, a lot of us, we are in the careers that we are in, or we're in the professions that we're in, or we're in the businesses that we're in, all because we want to make money. I want to ask you, if you didn't have to get up to go to that job today to make money, would you still go to that job? Here's the $1,000,000 question. You remember when I asked you at the beginning to write down the things that you love to do? Let's look at this for a second. Let's take money out of the equation. Stay with me for a second. Let's take money out of the equation. Imagine if you didn't have to get up to go to that job today. Somebody say amen. Imagine if you didn't have to get up to go to your job today. Imagine if you had like $1,000,000 in your account. Stay with me. And therefore, there is no need for you to go to a job today. Therefore, you can't say, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, I would like for you to coach me today, but I got to go to my job. Imagine for a second that we take money out of the equation. Now I have a question for you, the $1,000,000 purpose question. The $1,000,000 purpose question. The $1,000,000 purpose question. The $1,000,000 purpose question. If money was not a focus, if money was not a concern, if money was not a focus, if money was not a concern, if money was not a problem, if money was not a focus or concern, what is something you can get up and do every day for the rest of your life that you love to do and you get fulfillment doing it? I'll say it again. I told you today your life is going to be transformed. That the day that you are going to get an understanding of your purpose, you're going to discover your purpose, and you are going to find something that is connected, or I should say, you are going to discover something that is connected to your purpose. If you take money out of the equation, if you take money off of the table, What is something? What is that one thing, or what are some things that you can get up and do for the rest of your life every day, 365 days a year? But you love doing it and you get so much fulfillment doing it. My friend, that answer that you just answered, the thing or the things that you can get up and do for the rest of your life every day and love doing it and fulfillment, that is your purpose in life. And if that is not your purpose in life, that is something that is connected to your purpose. And if it's not something that is connected to your purpose, that is something in the area of your purpose. Because when you answer that question, you answer that question with no influence. Money wasn't the influence. Your wife or husband was not the influence. The country you born in was not your influence. Your income was not your influence. When you answered that question, you answered that question out of pure, authentic love, out of the goodness of your heart. The thing that I can do for the rest of my life, if money was not a focus, if I didn't have to get up and go to that job, if I didn't have to start that business, if money was not a focus or concern or problem in my life, the thing that I can do for the rest of my life and find fulfillment in doing it is this. That is your purpose in life, and that is connected to your purpose. And whatever that thing that you answered, I encourage you, if you not already have done it, I encourage you to start to explore that answer. I encourage you to start to explore that answer because that is connected to your purpose. Like I said, your life was going to be transformed today. What a great time we had today. We learned today that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life without purpose. We learned that purpose are things that we love to do. Purpose are things that we naturally love to do. Purpose are things that we naturally love to do. Some of us may naturally love to talk. Some of us will naturally love to sing. Purpose are things that we naturally love to do. We also learned today that our purpose is already inside of us, that we don't have to go out and look for our purpose, that our purpose is already inside of us. Therefore, our purpose was never lost. So, therefore, since our purpose was never lost, all we need to do is look inside of us and discover what was already there. And also, we learn that if money was not an issue of focus or concern, the thing that we could get up and do for the rest of our life and find fulfillment in doing it and love doing it is our purpose or connected to our purpose. This is Coach Antonio Landis Thompson giving you some motivation and some inspiration and reminding you that you were created for a great purpose, that there are over 8.2 billion people in the world and no one has your fingerprint. Therefore, that means that you are special, you are unique, you are created for success, greatness, purpose, and destiny. And I encourage you today to walk out your purpose, live out your purpose, and fulfill your assignment in life. And remember, the best and the greatest day in the world to be alive is today. The best and the greatest day to be alive is today. Thank you for watching. Remember, your purpose is not outside of you. Your purpose is inside of you. Therefore, today, discover what's already inside of you and live a purpose-filled life, reaching your success, greatness, purpose, and destiny. You were born and wired for purpose.